Hey, how's it going? Welcome to this quick little video. Today we're going to talk about something that is now more valuable than money and even intelligence in the realm of success and business. We're going to talk about focus and how it is one of the most powerful tools you can use to become successful. Focus is the concentration of your energy and attention. It is also a state of clear perception and understanding. Focus is the fastest way to achieve anything. It is more important than intelligence and even the access to resources. If you have any goals in life, your ability to concentrate your attention for extended periods of time or focus will dictate how fast these goals are achieved. The biggest challenge for any entrepreneur, especially today, is to remain focused on their vision while being surrounded by distractions all day long. That's why I'm going to go over some of the tools we can use to remain focused over extended periods of time and use this to achieve anything we want in life. But first, we're going to go over the value of focus and how big companies have become so good at creating distractions and drawing in your attention. Focus and intention are in fact so valuable that big companies use it to their advantage to make millions and millions of dollars. Big tech companies like Facebook, TikTok, Netflix, and even YouTube spend millions of dollars figuring out ways to retain your attention all day long, and they do it well. On average, people spend up to 5 hours a day looking at their phone, and that's not counting the other many screens trying to also get a piece of their attention. These companies have mastered the art of giving you that dopamine spike that gets your brain hooked and keeps you from putting your phone down. These companies sell your attention and focus to marketers and make so much money doing so. That's why most of these platforms are free to use, because you're not the client, you are the product. But luckily, there are many tools we can use today to try to get our attention back and use it to something that's productive for ourselves instead of something that is valuable to a big tech. You can either be hooked on these platforms and spend hours upon hours of your life giving them your attention and your focus, or you can create big things and be successful in whatever it is you want to do. But you can't do both things, so we have to decide and figure out ways to break the spell that big tech has put on us. And there's a lot of ways we can do that. We can use meditation, for example. We can use what I call a dopamine fast, which is one of the most powerful tools there really is to get your brain back to where you really want it to be. Another thing you can do is spend a lot of time in solitude and really focus on what you're doing, taking away all distractions, and that will allow you to do your best work. Another great tool I use personally to remain focused is a planner, where I keep track of all of the tasks that are gonna move my business forward, and this way I know exactly what I have to do throughout the day, and it's easier for me to remain focused and not be on my phone. There are definitely many ways to do time tracking or planning. What I do is I use a method I learned from a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. I think that's what it's called, something along that line. You kind of do it like this. I find it easier to do it this way rather than have a planner that tells me what I have to do each hour, because this is more flexible. If I have to do something that comes in and it's an emergency, or I'm not able to get to something right away, it doesn't matter, because I have a lot of flexibility doing it this way. And I will probably make a video later on explaining exactly how this method works. Another thing I really want to talk about is meditation. I found that to be probably the most important thing you can do if you really want to be successful. Most of the times our brain is really going crazy, it's going to a lot of places, and that's why you really can't focus, or you can't think about what you want to do. You can't think straight. When you focus, you allow your mind to really calm down, and you regain that control of your mind really going everywhere. So there's a lot of ways to meditate. One of the things I do is I grab my headphones and I go to YouTube and look for a 10-minute meditation. You don't have to meditate for a long time for your brain to get back to really where you want it. And there's a lot of science too that we can go over, like alpha brain waves and all that, but we'll leave that for another video. Also, working in solitude is very important, and it's not just working in solitude, it's working away from all distractions, putting yourself, okay, I'm gonna do this and this task that are really important and are really gonna move me forward and move my business forward to where I want it to be, and taking away everything else, and pretty much secluding yourself so you can work just on that, and that will allow you to do your best work, and it puts your brain in a mode where you become really creative and extremely productive. So it's definitely a great tool to use. Another fantastic idea is a dopamine fast. Dopamine is the chemical in your brain that gives you pleasure, and so we humans are wired in a way to look for dopamine. That's when we know we're doing things right and our body rewards us, especially because we're still wired the way we were wired thousands of years ago when we lived in the savannah and there was no food. So when you managed to find food, your body released a hit of dopamine to reward you. We're still wired the same way to this day, but we're definitely not living in the savannah anymore, and we're not getting dopamine in the way we're supposed to get it. We get too many of it. When you get a notification from your phone, when your phone goes off, someone calls you, someone liked your picture on Instagram or something like that, your brain shoots dopamine and you get hooked on social media. That's why it's so hard to stay away from it. That's why applications like Facebook and TikTok, they don't even let the video finish when the next one is already about to play, because they want to keep you hooked that way. Just keep on giving you those dopamine hits. One of the cool things about a dopamine fast is you take away all of the things for 1 day, 2 days, a week if you can. You take away all the things that give you those dopamine hits, and then your brain resets to normal, to the way it should really be working. And that way you're more pushed toward doing things that really help you out, because you're gonna get that dopamine hit from things that are actually valuable and not just from a screen, from scrolling on a screen on a timeline. So I'll make another video going over a dopamine fast, or probably do a blog of me doing the dopamine fast and how it affects you and how to do it. Those are some of the tools you can use to remain focused and really achieve anything you want. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one, and stay hungry.